Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And what I want to share with you in this video is how to choose the topic for your lead magnets. What do you create and what topic should it be about? So stay tuned. We're going to cover that in this session. All right, so if you're trying to create a lead magnet, and if you don't know what a lead magnet is, ultimately it's a freebie. So here is my freebie that I go ahead and kind of give away. So I could collect maybe an email address. It could be a phone number, depending on what you're giving away. And then eventually what you could do is build the relationship. And furthermore, as you build that relationship, send them an offer to sell a product or service. So that's kind of your ultimate goal when it comes to kind of lead magnets, is that you're trying to go ahead and give away something so that you could collect an asset, like an email address, phone number, could be a regular physical address, so that you could continue to sell something, and this process could continue for the future. So what type of lead magnet do you create? Do you create kind of, is there a webinar that you do? Do you do kind of a cheat sheet? Okay, and what topic, what topic do you make it on? Well, the big question is what is your target customer? So you probably have noticed here on Backstage Income, we have a couple of different topics that we're covering. We might cover things that are related to video. We have things that are related to podcast. There's affiliate marketing as well. So do I go ahead and create things that are video centric or video related, or do I focus on creating podcast cheat sheets or podcast webinars, or do I do things that are related to affiliate marketing or making money through affiliates? Well, that's really the big question that you need to understand first, is who is your customer base? And ultimately what's going to happen is you'll start creating many different types of lead magnets. In fact, they become like little mini products that you're giving away. So I want to share that with you here on our website. Okay, so check out our website here at backstageincome.com. So when you go there, you'll see a freebie section here. It might be opt-ins. Well, the names change periodically, but ultimately we have a lot of freebies that people can get. And we have different things from affiliate to blogging, email list, making money, passive income, Pinterest, you name it. There's a lot of different categories, and you can see some of these freebies right here. And when people go ahead and click the Learn More button, there's a pop-up that comes up, and we're looking to grab that email address from the visitor. Could be a name and an email address, could be just the email address. So we're ultimately doing a lot of things to be able to collect the email address. Now, the one big thing you need to understand is that sometimes not all of these things work in a great way, meaning, hey, as you look at downloads or what's attracting people, well, maybe the niches or the type of freebie that you're giving away, like this one, isn't working very well. So do you leave it on or do you keep it going? Well, that's kind of a personal choice. Eventually, once you have a nice big list of opt-ins, you might not want to crowd your freebies too much. And what you might want to do is start rotating some things. So things that are not maybe performing as well, I get rid of those. And then what I'll do is move everything else up. Sometimes you could randomize these things so that way people see other things at the top. It just really depends on your focus. If you really have, one main core business and that's kind of your key focus on the topic, sometimes it's just good to have 1, 2, and 3 things that people can choose from. It's kind of why the same reason when people have 3 packages. You have a monthly plan, an annual plan, and maybe a lifetime plan. So it's in the same way that you structure your freebies, is that once you get too many, you might start seeing saturation because people don't want to go ahead and click and sign up to every single one of these, even though, there's different kind of catered customers for each one. Now, as you go ahead and look at creating your item or your opt-in, I want you to think about a couple of main things, and that is the digestion part and the creation part. The creation part is the difficulty as far as you taking the time to create it. How difficult is it to create? And the digestion part, or in other words, consumption part, is how easy is it for the end user that actually gets it to actually use it and implement it. So when you look at this, your ideal goal is kind of to be in this cheat sheet and report area. Because number one, it's easy for you to create it. So here's our creation. and it's also easy for people to kind of digest it. So we want to stick to kind of this quadrant. You could, of course, try other things just depending on your audience and seeing what works and what doesn't. So ultimately, doing a test will give you the final results. But the issue here is when you look at, let's take a look at something that's easy to create but is hard to digest. Well, that's like an ebook, because if you give somebody a free ebook, well, it takes them a while to read through that ebook. It takes a long time to digest it. It may also take you a little bit of time to read, or to write. So that could also be maybe not as easy. It could be over here, just depending on the ebook that you're creating. But especially if it's a longer ebook, then yeah, it'll take you a little bit longer. The other thing is, if you go ahead and go down this quadrant, here we have something that's difficult to create and also hard to consume, is something like a course. So if you're giving away like a free 5-part video course, it's a little more difficult to consume. Some people will do it, some people won't, but it's tough to get through everything. It just depends on how desirable that item is. Especially, let's just say instead of 5-part, let's say it's a 20-part. Maybe you just want to really give away your course. Again, it's tough to digest and go through all of that. What happens is when you go into the creation process, that's also hard, but something that's a little easier to digest is a webinar. It could be just 30 or 40 minutes. It's a little bit easier. So, ultimately, I'm always thinking about, not about what's easy for me to create, but what is easy for the end user to digest. And a webinar is a little easier to digest. Cheat sheet and reports, those are probably the easiest to digest, but it's also pretty quick to create. So you're just trying to take people from one rock and jump them to the next rock. And then again, from that rock, jump them to the next rock, where this one is kind of free, your opt-in. This one might be also free, but now they build a relationship. And finally, you get something maybe that's paid, and then eventually they'll hop to another rock that might be even more valuable. So that's really what you're trying to do. Of course, I'd love to just not work or do anything and then money starts coming in, but that's not the world we live in. So what you could do is you're trying to find something, well, what's easy to create for me so I don't have to spend a lot of time, or maybe I could outsource it, but also what is it that some people want to digest, consume, and they want it. And usually cheat sheets, reports, those work fairly well. So think about this quadrant when you're looking to create opt-ins and what makes sense for you. Of course, try different things and see what really pans out with your audience, but also in the back of your mind, remember and recognize this concept of you want people to go through your material because you're trying to help them. And then eventually, as you build that relationship, then you might go ahead and ask for an offer or promote a product and then get the sales. So it's a step-by-step process. It's not just, hey, let me just hop you from here, from the free section, and then you just hop on over to here. The business doesn't work in that way. You build a relationship and you continue to grow that relationship. And with time, people will continue coming back for your product, just like they do for their coffee at the same place that they normally go to, or the same couple of places that they normally go to. And in the same way for your business. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Remember to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the link over here, or of course, picking up some of those freebies that I mentioned earlier by clicking the link over here. Thanks again, and remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.